Hi, this is Yavi here. I really enjoy getting your feedback, and because of that, I am creating a course you have been asking for, designed especially for managers and aspiring managers. Hardcore soft skills for managers includes modules for launching a team, improving your communication skills, techniques to collaborate and motivate your team, dealing with conflicts, and creating a culture of improvement. The course will launch soon, so go to my website, hardcoresoftskillspodcast.com/courses to reserve yours. Now, onto the episode. When we think about doing a brainstorming session, we picture a room full of excitement, ideas flowing, coming up with innovative ideas. Yet, this may not always be the case. Think about your last quote unquote brainstorming session. Awkward silence, one or two people dominating the conversation, constant arguing. Today, I will show you a research-based effective techniques to do brainstorming right. Let's listen. Hi again, this is Gary Caro, and welcome to the Hardcore Soft Skills Podcast. In each episode, you will learn how to apply an essential skill because soft skills make your hard skills work. Today, we talk about brainstorming, why they fail, and ways to make them actually productive for you and your team. Problem solving is a key ability we all need in our careers. When the methods we know of do not seem to yield results, we can always try creative approaches. The word brainstorming, by the way, was originally introduced by Alex F. Osborne in 1953 through his book Applied Imagination Principles and Procedures of Creative Thinking. Alex was a businessman and was focused on studying creativity. As a businessman, he wanted to encourage his employees to, quote unquote, think up so they could come up with ideas and not ideas coming from the top down. So, as he developed the concept, there were four rules he had when it came to brainstorming. Listen to this, and as they very much apply to you as well. The first rule is to understand that the purpose is not quality but quantity of ideas, to generate as many ideas as possible. The second rule was that no one was to criticize an idea. Osborne wanted to keep all judgments out of the idea generation process, so judgments were to be deferred until the brainstorming process was over. The third rule was that while ideas were welcome, they were encouraged. He has a quote that says, "If it's easier to tone down a wild idea than to think up a new one." The fourth rule was that participants were permitted to combine ideas or improve on each other's ideas. Also, two more things. Brainstorming, according to Osborne, was meant to be conducted in a group setting of approximately 5 to 12 people, and it should include a variety of people from different levels in the organization. Okay, we'll go back to the rules in detail in a second, but let me first state that there is a problem with brainstorming today, which is the danger of groupthink. Groupthink refers to the tendency of agreeing with the majority out of fear of being considered crazy outsiders. People often feel self-conscious bringing up a new idea, which might make them look stupid. People start self-censoring. In her acclaimed book, Quiet, The Power of Introverts in a World That Won't Stop Talking, Susan Cain wrote of a 1963 study which found that research participants produce more ideas when they worked alone than as a group and produce ideas of equal or higher quality when working individually. There were other studies that have been done that have confirmed the same behavior. Also, one study showed that group brainstorming outcomes become increasingly worse as group size increases. Considering all of these factors, let's go back to Osborne rules and what you can do to have a good brainstorming session that achieves the results you need and makes others appreciate your stupid idea. First, as you plan the brainstorming session, start with the fact finding and frame the problem you are trying to solve, not just the topic. You can frame it as a question. How can we solve the access issue our customer is having? Instead of saying ideas to design an app for access, as you're already constraining people to a solution, focus on the problem at hand. Also, as organizer, try to have as much background information as possible in case questions come up as brainstorming occurs. Who is affected? When did the issue started? When does it need to be resolved? The intent is not to constrain, but to facilitate the process. Use facts, not assumptions. Second, identify the group of people who will brainstorm and try to keep the group as diverse as possible. If you're in a team, bring a couple of outsiders who have different expertise from different departments, bringing those who are closer to the problem to be solved. Mix in different levels like junior staff, interns, mix with management. And as Osborne says, between 5 to 12 people is a good mix. Third, even if you call for a meeting, how about asking for feedback through online brainstorming? Even if your team works at the same location, everyone can start posting their ideas and solutions to a particular problem before the actual meeting. No comments or judgment allowed. Use a virtual board or a physical board, and then at the meeting, these ideas will be presented and discussed. This will give an opportunity to digest some ideas and allow anyone a fair chance to speak up, no matter how introverted they may be. So, this brings me to number four, which is to have an impartial facilitator. Why? To ensure others do not try to shut an idea down. Remember, everyone's contributions are important. Brainstorming sessions are meant to foster diverse ideas and not just the loudest people in the room. So make sure the facilitator takes notes on a board or a virtual one. Also, the facilitator will allow the combination of ideas. This is collaborative brainstorming. With this technique, anyone can post or comment an initial solution or idea to explore, and others continue building up on that idea. If this occurs before the meeting, you can use a real or virtual board to continue the thread. This technique enhances your team's imagination and serves as a method to ensure everyone can come up with a joint solution instead of fighting for the best idea. Okay, the last step is solution finding. This is when ideas are narrowed down and defined. It involves evaluating which ideas can be applied now and which ones have the highest possibility of success. If not now, put those ideas aside and do not discard them, as you never know which problems they can apply to in the future. In my experience, after going through a brainstorming session, a good one, you'll feel more energized and willing to try out solutions you have not considered before. Okay, so let's go through each step again as each one builds from the previous one. First, fact finding, to be prepared to have full picture before brainstorming and ask a question that will be answered through the brainstorming. Second, gather a group of people, not too big, not too small, to be part of the session. Then start brainstorming before the meeting starts by adding a board to add ideas. We want quantity, not quality. Fourth, have your session with a good facilitator who makes the team feel safe to share and build up on ideas. Finally, narrow them down. How are your brainstorming sessions? Let me know and connect with me via LinkedIn or sign up to my newsletter via hardcoresoftsskillspodcast.com/newsletter. See you next time.